have a big summer, and I think a big season. He's just got just a different body language, different attitude, different look in his eye, and you know, that's what happens with a lot of these guys. The same thing happened with Dodd. You know, it's the same thing. All of a sudden, you know, a couple guys are removed, and you know, it's just a different deal. And I'm hoping that Jadar will be kind of that Kevin Dodd for us this year. That guy that just puts it all together, and man, by the end of the year, everybody's going, man, where'd this guy come from? Because Jadar has the ability. He's got the talent to be, you know, as good as anybody we've had back there. He can do it all.
He said one of the first things y'all did as coaches in spring was to show them film of the big plays that got allowed last year. How much has that been a focus of, hey, we were top 10 unit, we might have been number 1 unit if we could have gotten rid of some of these?
Well, that was the difference. I mean, we had 71 plays of 20 yards or more. You know, I think we played 986 snaps or something like that of defense and gave up, I don't know, 4,600 plus yards on 980 something. But on 71 plays, we gave up 2,500 yards. That's 50% of the total yardage on 71 plays. You know, so absolutely, and we're a top 10 defense. So yeah, I mean, that's the difference. And is it guys making great plays? That's the ball. I don't have, you know, nobody. I mean, that's just, you know, tip your hat to the next guy. Sometimes guys just make great plays, but when it's guys not doing what they're supposed to do, not lining up the right way, eyes not on the wrong thing. So those are things we have to evaluate as a staff. What do we got to do better as coaches? You know, what do the players have to do better? You know, the type of like accountability and ownership. You know, just because you definitely want to minimize the big plays. That's all part of the game. But again, when they're you know, unearned, you know, bust type big plays, those are the things that frustrate the heck out of you as a defensive coach. And our players have really taken that to heart. I think that they understand that, you know, to get to where we want to go, it's a few plays that make the difference. And so we want to control what we control. And again, somebody may make a play, but let's make sure they earn it. You know, let's don't have our eyes on the wrong things, and let's not let it be because you know, we didn't do our job, and we let, you know, one guy's not doing his job and 10 guys are. Let's make sure all 11 guys are on the same page, because then you got a chance, and then they just got to be better than you. You know, so you know, this is like in our national championship game. Alabama didn't have any busts. They didn't run busted. We didn't have guys running free. We earned every yard we got. We earned it, and that's okay. You know, and it's frustrating because we that's one of the regrets that we have, is we feel like that you know, we could have done a better job in certain areas, and you know, that's accountability for all of us. You know, because my job is why and how we fix it, and you know, so I think that that's kind of how we started this thing off. You know, let's control what we control. We know we're good enough, so let's control the things that we control and give ourselves the best chance. And you don't have a big margin for error when you're trying to be the best. And you know, it cost us in one game. You know, we had a great year and had a good game. We just had a couple of mistakes, and you know, they didn't.
I understand Ryan Carter's back at corner, presumably because of Adrian's injury. He seems to be fine with that, and he's so versatile. But is that something that you foresee to continue moving him back and forth as needed? And how unique is that to be able to have a guy that can play both positions?
We've had guys that could do that. I mean, you know, Marcus Gilchrist was a guy that played all over for us, and you know, Ryan, first of all, just speaks to his intelligence as a player. You know, his instincts as a player. He's a smart football player, and then his ability to tackle. You know, you move a guy back there to safety, you know, with what we do, you got to be able to support on the run. Most of the time, corners, they're not. You know, you take some of these corners, you put them back to safety, they disappear on you quick, because they're typically not tacklers. But Ryan Carter shows up. And he always has, to be honest with you. He's a physical kid. He can play either corner, and he can play either safety. I mean, he's just he understands our system, and gives us a lot of flexibility. So I mean, I'm proud of Ryan. But we're working at both. But I tell you, the guy I'm proud of is Marcus Edmond. You know, I mean, he's same thing. Going to be a junior. He's a lot like Cody Sensabaugh was, just kind of, you know, getting a little better. Got to develop physically, and all of a sudden you look up and wow. I mean, I just saw Cody Sensabaugh sign for $15 million, 3-year, $15 million. He didn't play here until his 5th year here. And I remember talking to the scouts before the year, and I'm like, well, I don't know. You know, maybe. I said he can run, but he's just going to have to put it together. Hadn't really seen him be physical yet. He's got to put it together, and buddy did he. You know, by the end of the year, you're like, hey, we want Cody on. Who's their guy? That's who Cody's got. You know, and now he's, you know, the rest is history. He's a 4th-round pick, and he's had a great career. And I'm proud of Marcus. Marcus is a guy that can play. And he's just kind of been that developing guy. And oftentimes we forget about those guys because everybody's looking for Mark Fields, everybody's looking for Mackenzie Alexander, everybody's looking for these guys that are just, you know, physically gifted, and you forget about Kevin Dodd, you forget about Marcus Edmond, Cody Sensabaugh, you forget about those guys, B.J. Goodsons, and but those guys are all improving and getting better. You know, Marcus and Ryan and Cordray and Mark Fields, that's a really good group. And then Baker's going to be back. That's a solid group. All those guys can play, and then you add in some of the guys that are coming in here. We're going to be just fine.